Și începem. Aștept să intre în joc. Ce mă? Șubi, aștept like și subscribe. Da.
Nu-i dat tu.
Acum nu, dar ieri ți-am dat-o.
Nu-ți dau, mă. Cum vrei tu. Dacă merită.
Ah, escape.
Ce și-o luat ăsta? Altă mașină? Mamă, și-o luat nu Lamborghini.
Ia uite, Șubi, că începe.
2022. Mamă, cum arată Lamborghini ăsta.
Uite-mă pe mine, Șubi.
Tu că 395.000 de euro, hai de capul meu. Încă da Lamborghini.
Te băgai mâna în smârclău și mi se făcu mâna galbenă.
Că mă duci la nas?
Dar asta că n-am oricum încep de la început acum, că...
Bine că înainte de la Turcei.
Ia. Mi s-o ca pistolul?
Asta e că tu ai delay. De mine nu mai e nimic, tu ai delay. Nu, da, bă, și asta zici.
Vedeți ce asta e?
Nu ai rămas fără muniție.
Nu știu dacă a rămas fără muniție sau m-am pușcat pistolul, nu mai mergea.
Bă, ce tare e sabia lui.
Mai tare ca sabia lui Zoro.
Ce are asta? Opa.
How can something as beautiful as this be
Poate
dying?
le-așa jucat.
A plague is
Păi să vezi acum la mine
but the
gameplay.
tree of life still stands.
Ca un adevărat gamer.
For how long?
Am dat tot gameplay la el de mult.
Păi știu că și-am văzut, dar mai șmecher când vezi acum
Tribes
și
stand divided in need of someone
făcut de Leancă Ionuț, zisul măcelar din Petroșani.
Is a story with an unusual beginning.
Unusual
Stai pe
beginning.
tiri la bă, nimeni că
Let's
nu stai pe așa.
expect an unusual end.
Ia uzi, let's... Spațiu.
Welcome to Biomutant.
Și dam new game.
Bă, am tăi tot ce ai zis odată, că ai zis
New slot. Easy.
Ce, nu mai pe zi și să joci.
Da.
Hai de capul meu.
Uite, acum mă fac pe
Eu
mine.
mai că joci pe zi și nu-mi place. Pe zi și bunicul, nici bunicul meu nu juca.
Encode your DNA.
Ia, hai zi cum să arăt. Mamă, ce urât e primul. Al doilea mai urât. Rex, drăguț. Ăsta e
N-ar
ca,
să mă bă, că joci pe zi, nu mă
ca
interesează.
dracu. Murgel, dar nu, Rex e mai fain.
Când
Da.
joci pe zi, nașpa.
Ei, nașpa, e același joc. Rex arată mai fain. O să-i mai prost. Pe Rex. Aha.
Define your genetic structure.
Ia, genetica mea. Mamă. Deja e puraș. No, eu mă fac din toate. Așa. Da, scade intelectul și nu-mi place. Așa. 28. Lasă toate 28. Să fie...
Choose a genetic resilience.
Da, vreau să fiu din toate. Resistance. Șubi, tu te mai uiți?
La ce?
Aici.
Hai direct, nu. Aștept să treci, să zici tu mai în față, că...
Păi nu, că acum... Păi nu, că acum așteptam să cum să mă fac, știi?
Choose your
Dă
first style.
inteligență...
Ia.
Da.
First style, ia. Ăsta îmi place.
A, inimă. Ce tare.
Ăsta îmi place. Ăsta sau... Cu negru la ochi, fain.
Pick your main color.
Main color. Albastru închis. Mă fac gri. Așa. Deci dacă ar fi albastru tare. Eu... Na, lasă. Așa.
Choose your detail color.
Detail. Așa. Și... Așa. Mai gri. Să fiu mai negru.
Pick a class.
Mamă, ce clasă să mă fac. Eu am DLC, uite, ăsta e DLC-ul, cred că Mercenary.
Sentinel.
Deci.
Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Am văzut pui și culoare.
Da.
Mai.
Sentinel, ce dracu are? Da, mai săbiocu.
Da, are bine mai să biocul, bă, că e limit și trebuie să avem mari.
Sabotor, nu-mi place. Dogen energy cost reduced by 20.
Sentinel.
Base armor increased by 10.
Sabot Psyfreak.
Sparbal, press down, put your pipe, energy increased by așa.
Commando.
Comando. Să-mi fac comando.
Deadeye.
Deadeye mă fac.
Bă, BMW 85, uita unde a ajuns în Hatzeg.
Mercenary.
Ăsta, ce se plimba pe la noi prin zonă, a ajuns, uite, HD 25 uita e în ăștia, la service în Hatzeg. Se plimba asta prin Valea Jolică.
Mă fac Deadeye.
Deadeye chosen.
Confirm.
That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled
Da,
past,
ziceam.
drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun.
Bă, de ce dracu am 30 de FPS-uri când intru în... Poate că fac live și de-aia.
Îți dai seama, ăsta am luat să-și bage motorină în BMW și-o băga benzină și-o... Hai de cap. Nu mai și plimba cu prin oraș. Mă, faină treabă. Hai BMW să-ți bagi benzină în loc de motorină.
We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Yeah. I'm red, dark red, as a strength and power. Call me light blue for freedom and loyalty. Light blue.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise. An echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Yes.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest, and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress, and as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Ce ciucan i-a dat? Aha. Da.
Ce tare a fost.
Ce?
Ce ai, mă, ai o păsărică? Ce-s cu păsările astea două aici?
Îmi
Trebuie
aleg.
să alegi între ele.
Da, unul e bun și unul e rău.
Right is always
Păi
right.
tot timpul trebuie să alegi pe ăla rău, mă, jocuri.
Nu. Mereu la aleg pe la bun. Dar uite, acum când am pornit live-ul am maxim 30 de FPS-uri, nu crește mai mult.
Păi poate e limitat.
Păi nu, că am jucat înainte și îmi dădea 60. Numai că acum nu mai îmi dă decât 30.
Da, ia ce
Stories
să
of
te unde
death
să
and
se
the
aude
bodies
video.
left
Ia stai
behind.
încet, bă, încet dă-i
A
mai sus.
reminder that
Stai,
we
că e
are
cu
at the
delay, dar oricum nu le
mercy of
vezi.
nature
Că sunt
and
stânga
the
sus la
one
mine.
that preys on others.
Hai și de acolo, așa de mult ai stat în ele.
Dar e delay-ul mare, mă. Uite
Hai.
ce setăream.
Ai tu probleme la mansardă.
Să-ți arăt, video. Gata. Hai că aștept până când le vezi. Am high, medium, high, dar...
Hai, mă, și mai
Da,
stai.
stai că dau frame, uite, și în meniu am 60. Dau frame rate pe 60, na. Limit. Să-mi zici dacă l-ai văzut. Dar seama că nu eram live și am făcut testul, mergea super ok. Acum s-ar putea de la dinamicul ăla. Știi, ca să meargă jocul...
Density. Shadow-urile poți să ți le scoți. Că n-ai nevoie de shadow. Detalii la...
Să le dau la low, ă?
N-ai nevoie de
Și anti-aliasing-ul, dar nu că vreau să pe medium.
Object details. Nu știu, poate dacă scoți anti-aliasing-ul, poate. Dar nu știu, nu știu, poate anti-aliasing-ul îți dă mai multe FPS-uri ție. Altceva, nu știu, habar. Ia să văd și eu. File list.
A, stop pe medium, că nu...
Păi ia, Day Gone, sau cum e la Days Gone? Este?
Da, ui.
Days Gone. Da, are iar update. Băgăm mai și pixel. Deci are
Do you remember
50 de
the
giga.
beast that shattered your
Bă, m-ar
family?
băgătea când
Or did you
downloadez două
choose to
update-urile.
forget? You turned
Și
your
ăsta
back
pus în niște
on
bio,
our
parcă
world
bio.
and
Da.
got
Biomutant.
lost in your own.
Un Biomutant.
Meanwhile,
Bă, mă,
Bă,
15.
Da, 15 giga. Ăla l-am dat eu cu DLC-ul, cu Mercenary. Îți dă și...
Stai puțin că aici ce... Unde e sort, nu? La jocul să
Mamă! Uite-te cu ce mă bat.
caut. Stai puțin că la Biomutant sunt două, văd că e unul de codex și
Da,
unul
eu
de...
l-am pe la GOG. Că GOG are și un DLC.
Are și update-ul. Numai 15 giga are? Aici am zis că schimb eu fișierul ăsta. Nu o să-mi downloadeze mie torrentul ăsta. Nu mi le mai downloadeze aici.
Da, uite, dar se mișcă bine, nu se vede că...
15 giga alea și eu să-l downloadez. Nu avea chef, o să încerc și într-o zi cu story.
Mamă.
Ce zici?
Ia uite, am spart băta.
Stai puțin cât... oricum tu vorbești cu delay.
you better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
Nu, că văd că se mișcă super bine la 30.
Păi orice joc de la 30 FPS
Dar nu scade sub 30. Știi?
Da, mă, nu înțelegi, orice joc de la 30 FPS în sus e jucabil.
Știu. Nu, că probabil că fac live-ul dinamic ăla face ca să meargă bine. Și atunci să nu ceară multe, că știu că aia am citit că face. Crește din performanță și mai scade un pic din rezoluție încât să meargă super ok.
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day.
Mă bat în
Let
altă
us
zi.
hope you're ready for it when it
Mă bat în
comes.
altă zi. Cică.
Aici, pe seara asta s-a mânat planul.
Cu ce? Nu mai pleci niciunde, a?
Nu de plecat.
Ah.
Dau calciu. Bă, să damadează la mine acolo, când ești eu.
Nică mă bat acum cu niște cârtițe.
The predator isn't the only
Dacă mai
threat.
înțeleg aici.
The wildlife started to
Ah, și
mutate
îmi
when the
abladează.
end of days began and the tree of life started to die.
Ce pușa, frate. Close? Close? De ce am două în pauză? Close. Nu știu ce a făcut. De ce nu am dat aici?
Și am bătut pe așa numai cu pușca.
Are de lugel ăsta, dar nu pornește, mă. Da, asta e puțin să nu știi că treci pe mâncea la monitor, că te fută în capul. Da. Te duci pe cea la monitor. De ce, mă, de ce? Ce cauți aici, frate? Nu s-a dus pe cea la monitor, nu caut tank.
Oh, electronic module. I-am dat echip.
Bă,
Oh, acum pistolul meu trage cu gheață. Cu gheață, cu trăznete.
bă. Ia. Cât?
Oh,
Ia,
Ni.
mai are de lugele, da.
ni caut în wc.
Nu, că eu te văd în meniu umbli. Nu
Now
zici.
that's loot.
Uitasem că mi-am pus pe pistol, trage acum cu trăznete.
Păi e frumos, că pentru 15 GB acum arată e ok.
Ia.
Da, ai găsit
Oil
asta trei
sludges
chestii.
everywhere.
Stol.
To most,
Umnale
it
și
only
siringă.
means death, but some have adapted to the
Di,
new
ni.
environment
Și că
and
n-am-
changed with it.
Și că n-am
Evolution
ranged
has its
weapon. Ce
ways.
dracu, mi-a scos-o de pe mână.
Ești ce cu tu?
Echip, gata.
Poate.
Nu era echipată.
Ce sabie?
Mamă, ce damage! Deci înainte când jucai cu pistolul nu le dădeam damage. Dintr-un glonț i-am omorât.
Păi e așa mici.
Da, mă, dar înainte când jucai nu. Că nu mi-am pus ăla.
You always find good use for things like that.
Dar și am pe pistol, când al doilea încărcător dă nu știu cu 1% mai mult damage.
Dar nu știu să te bați cu sabia, mă, cu tragi cu pistolul.
Păi da, îți dead eye.
Ce ți-ai făcut de doi?
Ia uite, din 2 gloanțe.
Cât de jocul ăsta? 2 ore și e gata.
Nu, că să-mi place, dacă am făcut live.
Nu mai face acum live.
Vreau să-l trec pe live.
Bă, jocul e frumos. Nu știu cât de chef. Cât de chef o să am.
Deci vine unul cu armură acum.
Oh, mai schimbat armele în PUBG-ul ăla, tipul ăla de versiune de mobile, știi? Pe calculator, știi? Că este la versiunea de mobile, joc pe calculator.
Hold on to that.
Nu mai trag cu trăznete.
Tot sună, mă.
Ce dracu, mi s-a dus de trăznete.
Păi, ce crezi că ai avut o viață
Păi am
întreagă?
crezut că mi-am pus-o pe armă.
Ai
sau
avut
ce.
2 gloanțe și atât.
Trebuie să-i distrug scutul ăsta. Gata, l-am distrus. Ia, tab, că am făcut.
Now you just need a reason to pull the trigger of this instrument of death.
Așa. Îmi bag în vitalitate sau în strength.
You're looking sturdy.
Range combat. Alt. Și alt click dreapta, click stângă. Wung Fu. Perks. Deci.
Te lipiceam pe degete ce n-aș pe
Oh. Deci dacă fac... Pac. Ia mă, asta altă, nu se poate deschide. Asta nu.
Nu.
Oh, am două persoane pe care se uită pe live.
Tu și cu tine.
Nu, că nu mă uit.
Look, an emergency box from the
Aduce funnel.
monsters. A rare sight.
Panele, spitale.
Nici că am luat-o din aia, un crowbar.
Nu, păi și ce vrei să
Nu știu, mi l-a dat.
Dar arată direct în care să mergi, tu duci la altă ușă.
Păi nu... M-am dus la altă ușă, că am scăpat de zonele care poți să le deschizi, să mai iei niște chestii înăuntru.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
Da, păi n-ai găsit și tu un crowbar din ăsta legendar, eu ai găsit cam, nici n-are să mai mult.
Stai să și fac cu el.
Whoa!
Woohoo!
It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organs that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed. Including you.
Nu merge distrus. Yeah.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
Așa. Ce mă dorm?
Cred. Hai că mă pun eu. Mă duc și mi-ai o pat în primire.
Nii, movie, ce e asta?
Ce aici?
Deci tu switch,
Get
nodes,
ready, new track reveal. Ah, dă drumul la nou camion pe Eurotrack.
WSQE. WSQE.
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
M-am curentat. Aha. Deci asta e bine, asta e bine. Ăsta trebuie rotit. Deci fiecare trebuie rotit la culoarea care e. Aha. Vezi cum mă curentez că greșesc ăla.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Ia, ai văzut cum m-am curentat?
Păi nu știu ce ăștia, ce niște poze, dacă
Păi nu m-am uitat la ăla.
ai delay, mă, ai delay, ce dracu să...
Pe înseamnă că deja au trecut.
Iară, măi, ce să văd dacă tu ai delay, măcar
Păi deja au trecut aia.
tu ai
The
delay.
sight of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing.
Uita că ai
It's
delay.
coming from behind that door.
Mă întreb de ceva care... m-ai întrebat de ceva care și trecut, da.
Păi au trecut când s-am zis eu. Când am zis eu atunci era. Mamă, uite așa cum o să fac, acum fac că îl fac bine. Deci sus trebuie să fie alb. Gata.
There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
Ce te zafiază? Să unești asta ca să meargă curent.
Da, trebuie să fie culorile alea, că prima dată nu le-am pus culoare la culoare cum trebuia.
Păi, e simplu.
Păi nu le-am pus invers, știi? Adică am
Ce
pus...
mai ai pus simplu?
Nu, am învârtit prea mult, știi?
Și te deschide ușa.
Ai...
That's the last one.
Da.
Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Grele, grele.
Păi nu, că acum a fost ușor la prima dată când am făcut. Nimă, cine e ăla că de salvai? A new friend, an old friend. Fatta mai di belle cherereche.
Wants to
Turuca.
thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date.
Păi îl cheamă
He
out of
knows
date.
he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
The scar? Stai că nici eu nu știu. The scar, remember what?
How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Ce acolo apă?
He says
Avem
it
rebus?
has taken you
Ceva
a
nu,
long
stai cu
time
ăsta-
to bring the past back up to the present,
Zi, bă,
to
remember
find your way
what?
back.
Hă?
He's grateful you
Treabă,
have.
what?
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction
Mama.
to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
What's at stake? Unity?
After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared,
Yeah.
a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other.
Ia auzi. Ce zice?
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Bă, frumos da a fost anul cel băiat în SCS.
Ia uite că mi-aduc aminte când eram tânăr și aveam amândoi,
Erai tânăr, erai pe ăla.
și aveam amândoi ochii.
Ce aveai două ochi?
Da, că acum am decât unul.
Nici n-aș mă dacă ai numai unul.
Mi uite-l pe Elvis.
Pe Elvis?
Iu,
Unde doamna a dat jocul ăsta, mă?
Asks if you were tired,
Open
as it's
folder.
a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here.
Că tu
You're
stai
such
puțin,
a
a,
good
ce?
child, so you
Ce?
probably did.
Stai
Even
puțin,
the
că
young
nu stai să
forget.
puțin sunt pașii de instalare, m-am uitat să văd pașii de instalare la joc.
La ce? Dai decât alea să le instalezi dacă le-ai luat pe ăla de la GOG. Pe alea de la... de GOG, atâta.
Azi
Nu.
suntem pe 3 uri.
A, deci aia la cu bonusul, nu-i așa?
Potato people,
Păi atâta, Șubi, dai decât ai două.
Am
somehow
văzut, am văzut.
interlinked with this,
Ălea nu te bagi crack-ul, nu nimica.
fueling its source of life.
People or no wonder no, potato people is better.
You might be right.
Îl vezi pe Elvis?
Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of key. The Nono
that's
prefer to
installation,
hide
so
in
you
glitter
fish
grass. He says
English.
you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you
Da,
can
fie
make one
instalat.
come out of hiding.
Ce ce la opțiuni? Vreau să nu vreau să se instaleze aici, vreau să se instaleze. Pe data aia e să read and
Da.
install, create a copy of ăsta, nu.
Bă, ce drăguț fuge pe
În
jos.
total are 26 de giga instalat, mă.
A?
Acum, uite.
Bă, ce drăguț fuge pe jos. Când dai shift. Ruffle the glitter grass. Ce trebuie să fac? Ah, am dat cu pumnul în iarbă. Și a venit Elvis.
Found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle
Tree of
and
life.
grow
What
into a
Pensai?
tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the
Ați mi-am
heart
dat și la
of the
de
land.
gunul, poate mă pus să mă joc.
Și ăla e fain, dar nu merge co-op sau ceva, nu
You
așa?
need to support the tree for a long time to
Dacă
come.
e-
The only way
dacă
it
era
will grow
co-op,
tall
dai seama
is
de
with
mult.
the burst of ki
Păi nu știu, că nu
released
pe
from
și
the
n-au
Nono
gameplay-urile, că nu am
as they
uitat. Știu că e cu
become
zombie
one
doar.
with the tree.
Da, e tot solo. Cam puține jocuri de astea și cu.
You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of
Bă, dar
ki,
greu e asta
the
să
primal energy.
Mamă, ce fain e.
Uite, mi-a dat.
Frumos, ia.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the pensai tree. They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves, where they draw mineral from the natural rock. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
Uite, gata, am 57 de FPS-uri acum.
Da?
Gata, scade înapoi, 30.
A, bă, mai prostit. Când să mă uiți la 50 FPS-uri, gata.
Gata, am înapoi, uite-te.
Nu mai mult, gata.
Uite ce drăguț fuge când fuge prin iarbă.
Bă, bine că fuge prin ea, am făcut ceapa ta așa, mă.
Nică i-am dat rădăcini la copac.
Nu m-am joc, nu m-am asta.
Now that you've seen the nono's
Să
connection
fac
with
într-o
the
zi ară
tree
cură pe
with your
hară, să
own
nu știu
eyes,
prostire de
you
pici.
have no reason to doubt.
Asta vente să răliare.
From
Martia
this
să
day
cară
on,
montat eu.
he'll make nurturing
Hai să
the
zic cât are
pensai into a tree of life, a life goal,
consilier. Și cât
not
are
only
consilier?
for our village's sake, but for
Consilier.
all of us, everyone.
Uite, inspector, polițist local. Și cât are un polițist
Ah.
local la noi? 3,
Cât?
400.
The
No.
land won't be as
Cât are un
peaceful.
polițist local
Not
la
even your
noi?
Muma will be able to
Superior.
protect
Polițist
us.
local superior, grad superior, are 3935 de ron.
You can already see
Principal
the
are
effects from how
3620.
reckless those
Asistent,
before us acted. And unless
3500,
something
debutant
changes, we're
2500, nu.
doomed.
Te faci
The
polițist
land
militar,
won't
ai salariu
survive the
2500.
side
Păi m-aș
effects of
face.
the old world's
Și cât ia primarul
industrial
în vulcan?
advances.
1300...
He says you'd better
520,
hurry
dar
back to the
asta
village
e...
before your
Nu știu
Muma
dacă
comes
asta
looking
mai
for
asta
you.
din
You
luna
did good
3
here
a
today.
2021. Dacă mai valabil, dacă nu lămurit iară salariile. Viceprimarul ia cu 2000 mai puțin.
Nu e adevărat.
Și cât ia
No, she's
viceprimarul la
got
un
locks
vulcan?
on
Ia
her mind and
11.440.
needs rest after the
A,
primarul-
raid last
11.000.
night on the looping camp
Nu
with her disciples.
1100.
Nu,
Wonders if they
nu, ia
let the
11.000 și
Predator
primarul ia
family live or
13.000 și
not.
consilierul local 10% din indemnizația primarului primită pe lună. Dacă participă la minim 2 ședințe. Deci dacă participă la 2 ședințe în consilier local, ia 10% din salariul primarului. Deci te duci la 2 ședințe pe lună la
no
primărie, e
memory
minim
is
pe economie.
alone.
Adică e 1300
It's part of a
Easy.
trail you can follow.
de ron fără să faci nimic. Vezi ce înseamnă să fii șmecher.
He says
Faci
he
consilier și e
remembers
bani fără să
every
faci nimic.
single day he devoted
Ești
to
consilier la
growing
primărie,
the
nu
tree
faci
of
nimic, am
life.
pușca mea.
But now he's
Ești
afraid
acolo de
it
umplutură și
might
faci
be
bani de
evil.
doare capul.
The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that the world eaters arrived.
Hai mă, deja nu se mai vorbește aici.
Records tell of the ruinous devastation the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land. The apocalypse sparked a re-evolution,
Da,
the
cum e
second
bani că
coming,
să fii
and
consilier?
our lineage.
Cum e să fii consilier și să iei de 1350 de ron?
His friend Gizmo
Fără
is
să faci
working on
nimic.
a mecton and needs help defeating
Asta
the
înseamnă să fii
jumbo
consilier
puff
să
at
fie
the end of
1350 de
the
ron fără
west
să faci
route.
nimic, că pușă.
Wiz is
Uite,
still
asistent
repairing his octopod
personal.
to confront
Ia
the
2300 de
murk
ron.
that
Asistent
dwells
social.
deep down under the
2900
surface at the
asistent
end of
social.
the northwest route.
3900 dacă are grad mai mare.
Nocco
Uite
has
cât i-a
tamed
îngrijit la
Midget
primărie.
and is
2340
preparing
de
to
ron
take
i-a
on the
îngrijit la
hoof
primărie.
puff at the end of the east route.
Șoferul ia 2700, muncitorul în calificat la primărie 2300.
Finally, Goop is almost done with the goo glide. a machine
Ne
able
băga
to
și noi la
ride the
primărie și
waves
luăm o
of
grămadă
the
de bani.
surf all
Fără să
the way
facem
out
nimic.
to the porky puff at the end of the route to the
Asta înseamnă să fii
southeast.
jimeche la primărie. Să iei bani să nu faci nimic.
Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop
E
the
de
world eaters.
placa
There's
de
one
bază,
at
nu?
the
Asta
end
de la
of each
figurația
route.
mea. Declarația
The
de
road
creație să
ahead
ce fi.
won't be easy, but he's counting on your
Asta nu mă
support.
interesează.
His friends aren't strong
Bă,
enough
asta e de la
to end
calculator,
this
de la
on their
placa de
own.
bază, asta mă interesează. Factura
He
asta?
wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. His friends have prepared something specific for each world eater. The Mecton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Googlide
Da,
are
tu cu asta
almost
vorbești,
ready
mă,
to
ce noi am
ride.
plecat de la scaun.
Nu, că vorbește ăsta, îmi zice că sunt 4 din aia, unul gugluc, bududuc.
Nu mai știu, am gândit că te nu. Nu faceți tot aceeași chestie.
Nu fac aceeași chestie, încă povestește ăsta. Uite, mi-a dat roadnet.
Am să mă și ceva acțiune, frate.
Pe acum, mă.
Și povestește.
Tab. Nu, tab, ba, tab. I. A, dar o am pusă. Da, mă duc. Hai că merge, vezi acțiune.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
Deci acțiune o să văd eu imediat că e căpatul.
Hai, mă. Gata, am ieșit în lumea de afară. Ia!
Know that the tree of life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the world eaters.
Și Biomutant. Abia acum au început.
Eu are, bă, te arca pe sfoară.
Sprint. Ce era?
A signpost.
A
Maps it
signpost.
out for the cartographically challenged.
Mă piși.
Let's
Bă,
see.
ține și scutură de 2 ori.
Nu că dacă scuturi mai multe de ori se numește labă.
Da? A, tu ai scutat mai mult de 2 ori.
Da. Bă, m-am pișat pe semn.
Aici nu te mai pișa pe tine.
Ia! Ce-i ăla?
That must be the world eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The world eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor.
Uite, un
Glad to see
supraviețuitor.
someone made it out alive.
Ai văzut ce monstru?
He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
Inner balance is so hard.
Fugi, n-ai că vin mă și să te bat.
Nu vin. Act in same manner or the same choice. Take the balance of your aura, change your aura score with affect the dialogue with others.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions
I
you'll be
leave you.
judged, not by your intentions.
No, că vreau să-l ajut. Let me help.
Eu să-ți
He's
am
grateful
cont,
for that. You
așa
still
gosturi,
seem to
cont
have a
2
spark
să
of
jucat,
light
să
in
jucat asta pe Xbox. Xbox Series X, asta da. Asta e Xbox Series, asta că multe FPS-uri.
Spark of light in
PS-uri.
you!
I like the light.
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always
Mi-au apărut ălea, îngerașii mei.
You're always trying to pretend it's not.
Oh, mi-a dat Psy Point unlocked.
There's out of date again. He must have missed something important.
Iar a venit moșul ăla de un scaun cu rotile după mine, vrea să-mi
Out-of-date says you
povestească.
will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor.
Myriad.
Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war.
De ce și-mi recomandă să merg pe Myriad? Pe
The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf.
modul mare harta, bă, cred
Siding
că.
with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had
Jagni?
one conviction: to bring balance
No,
to
de
the
mare
world by
harta, mă.
wiping out the
Mare
weak.
deci.
They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and
mare
want to
harta.
let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Trebuie să aleg un trib la care să mă duc.
Someone needs to
Să mă
break the
aliez.
stalemate and shift the
Lui
balance of
Pocahontas.
power to either Jagni's or
Zi,
Myriad's
bă,
side.
tribul lui Pocahontas,
Da.
dacă vrei.
Ăsta mi-a zis bătrânul ăsta, out of date, că
He
Myriad.
believes the tribe Sifus
Sifus, Myriad.
will listen to
Faci
you.
Uite.
parte din tribul Miria?
Expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Myriad is convinced that defeating the World Eaters is the only way the world can be saved, but they've been forced to focus on their rivalry with the Jagni tribe.
Jagni. Tu budug guru budug.
Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Ia! Acolo started quest shown journal, see top menu of tell oh no, Jagni. Merg la Myriad. Iar.
Another fork in the road.
Yeah,
It's either the tunnel or the
baby, yeah,
motor
baby.
bridge. What'll it be?
Ia, baby, ia. Oh.
Pe unde merg? Păi merg pe partea dreaptă, că vreau să merg la aia din Myriad.
Păi ce, nu te lasă, mă?
Păi nu, că mă întreabă pe ce parte să merg, știi?
Păi ce, talk to Johnny?
Am trebuie să aleg care trip, știi ce, unde ești tu. Și eu
It's
aleg...
unusual that natural tunnels like
yeah.
this still exist. Most of them got flooded.
Da, Miriadul-i pe partea dreaptă. Nu știu care să ăștia să bat unii pe aici. Gata, m-am dus și am apărat. Cred că am primit puncte. Părcuri și din alea. Available points. Vitality am. Hai că-mi bag și niște strength acum.
Beefed up.
Așa. Mutation. Uite, acum pot să-mi aleg mutațiile. Bio points. Psy points.
A, bă, level 3, deja faci și level aici.
Da, am aici 3 puncte și nu știu ce fac, cum fac cu ele. Wung Fu. Perks. Biogenetics. Aha, uite, pot să dau acum să-mi aleg puteri. Să dau cu zmecleu verde. Sau...
A, dacă au văzut, da, Biomutant, da. Văzut unde e totul.
Psy Powers. Ah, uite. Blaze, da. Oh. Dau cu Blaze în ei. Ia, pe ce puteți dau Blaze-ul? Pe E.
Dai cu Blaze-ul.
Așa. Bio. Moto mode, ăsta îl fac.
Bă,
New ways to make you weird.
Anti-hit, anti-ele, hai că mai păstrez. Stai mă că nu mi-am pus cred că
ce
toate.
fain fuge, ce fain e aia, tornadă.
Aia de foc?
Da. Pișe-te că dai cu foc.
Wung Fu, stai că am un punct aici, în ce să-mi bag? În basic, manevre, ia. Așa le am pe toate. Basic range le am pe toate. Basic melee, melee le am pe toate. Range combat, ia. Close combat. Nu că-mi bag în range, în guns.
Dansa cu turo.
Dual. Two-face Cobra Grip. Oare? Hai că bag în el.
Bă, da, frumos să-i dau fosta din ce l-a băgat. Sunt curios că nu o să le jucăm cu mai oglinzile de retrovizoare, că să nu mai are oglinzi de retrovizoare, stare camere în SCS în loc de oglinzi camionul.
Da, dar nu mai am un pistol. Am bine că mi-am băgat pentru 2, dar am un pistol.
This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone.
Stai un pic să vezi aici.
Nu mai stau.
Că nu mai am mult.
Asta destul, mi-ajunge. Nu o să mă întind și eu. În câte ore am. Mi-ajunge. Ne auzim mai încolo, dacă
Nu bine, mă. Mai mă duc la tribul ăștia.
fugi. Ciao.
Ciao.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Figures the Sifu would be interested in seeing you.
Sibi? La panen aginkan man. Geratna falo putut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. The wall that separates them from the other side? The wasteland you came from? He guesses the time spent there just left a blank space in your memory, as empty and barren as the wasteland itself. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
Ce lucru, mă? Ești în altă lume, o să merg să-mi iau banii. Cum să-i fac o zi? Cine? Nu mi-o nimeni. Nu, trebuie să-mi dea 1 milion de la muncă cadou, că e astăzi înălțarea. Nu, păi după aceea ziceai lui... Mai Moma? Cine-i Moma?
Your Muma invented Wang Fu.
Deci maică m-a inventat Kung
Consisted
Fu.
of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life.
Deci asta așa, să unim și să omorâm alea mari. Da.
He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm in doing good to others. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. The Myriad were placed here to fulfill a certain purpose, chosen to unite the tribes and take control of their destiny. The tribes need a firm hand guiding them into the future. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war.
wusa hat.
You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of.
Mamă, eu trebuie să iau controlul ăia.
He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him.
După ce am
And
ajutat mai
that
înainte,
will never
nu știu că
happen.
ăia sunt.
You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks.
Galamasa mo gelid not. Tekul thinking.
Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again.
Trigenkin ala
Să din
You
nou?
were all part of the same tribe once, but without your Muma there as a guide, the disciples turned on each other and formed their own tribes. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village.
Tankant. Poroti nat.
Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor.
Gula mo manes sleng yok.
He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good.
Gine afirma katano sub.
Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help.
Ah, barem. Karanam woofer mat game.
Even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is a place that'll make you remember.
Gata.
Nebe peppapi.
Doesn't believe you're such a fool.
Nam plasinam taut blau.
Says talking to you was interesting.
Ce, nu mai trebuie să merg la ăștia? Ia, hai să văd. Ah. Rival, Johnny. Direct la ei merg.
Let's see.
N-am mount sau ceva oare? Hai că fugi repede mangusta mea. Mamă.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Guess you still want more than that. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer.
Fac pișu?
Let's see.
Mai deblocat un pic. Trebuie să mergi și la ăștia, mă, să-i...
As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over.
Dar cine se uită la mine pe live?
Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind.
Oh, iar am dat când eram tânăr. Acum, ce drăguț eram. Gup.
Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he's here to give you a helping hand. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored.
Mă învață să not. Ia, mă aruncă direct în apă.
He says that wasn't too bad, was it? Way to go. Don't let the sound of the waves drown out your spirit. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually happen to those who never stop trying. He hopes you'll be one of them. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never try too hard. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Aha, asta e mama.
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. You know you can't make up for lost time. You should know, practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make you stronger. She'll see you at the village square. She says that's good. With a passion for learning, you'll never cease to grow.
Ce-am lingușit-o să scap să nu mă certe.
Here's another familiar face with lots on
Gizmo.
his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. Being nice comes easy for him. That doesn't make it less important. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on.
Îl
He
ajut.
thinks you're truly a kidling of your environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some.
Deja și le văd.
He wonders what usefulness you found. He says whatever it is, it shouldn't be left lying around on the ground. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. He says only a few are willing to do the little things, but if you make enough of them, they can have a big impact too. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start.
Crafting. Ia. Oh. Oh, mi-am creat prima sabie.
You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate will help you feel at peace with yourself. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. He thinks mastering the 6 weapon styles of Wang Fu is more than enough for anyone. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your future. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. That's all she's ever asked of you, that you'll try and give it your best. You can't do more than that. You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her. Then start by meeting her on the village square and take it from there. She knows you're a free spirit, always on the move, like the wind. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. That makes him wonder why you were here looking for it. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. They push each other to become better, and sometimes someone gets pushed down along the way.
Ni. Aha. Oh, tu te uiți. Păi parcă dormeai. Ni, că mi-au sabia. Ce-a venit mama?
She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise tomorrow, so they'll need all the rest they can get. The most important thing is that you're okay. It's time to focus on your training now. You won't need excuses if you are strong in your conviction.
M-a bătut. Mi-a luat și arma.
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
Ăsta-i tata.
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling. He heard you helped Gizmo clean up. He's proud of you.
Deci, iubi, nu te pui la somn, că așa ziceai.
He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training. He wishes that was true for your Mooma, too, but guiding the village into the future and teaching Wang Fu to her disciples seems more important for every day. He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics.
Mai aveam unul aici.
He's curious to see what you found. He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA. He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. Thinks some are and some aren't. One thing's for sure, though. Your Mooma thinks it all takes up too much space in the house. He says it's about time you learned how, and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found.
Nici mă învață să fac haine acum. Ah, cu Biomutant. A, deci te-ai pus să joci. Păi și de ce ai ieșit, mă, dacă te joci?
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. He knows she's already proud of you and everything you've achieved so far. You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He thinks you should. She'll be proud of you. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. Your Mooma says it's about time you got here. Wants you to understand that you can do anything if you work really hard. She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left before the sun goes down. But there's enough time left for repetition, and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back. That's a good attitude as long as you keep learning.
Cu Biomutant a ajuns la Budă. Păi intră aici, mai intră cu mine, mă, de ce ai ieșit? Mă doare pumnul. Ce armură mi-am făcut? Oh.
Your Mooma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. Thanks you for being such a good student. Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz. You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it. Says he's always thought so well of you, just like her.
Nici cine ăsta. Cum îl prind? Cum îl prind?
Catchy.
Tatel baba acting.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Canoruta.
She's happy you appreciate what others do for you.
Terena masalapu. Narolute.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device.
Ansonbara.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Păi da, dar mi-e că te pui să dormi, mă, bă, ce om.
You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you.
Mincinos, bă, zici că
Your
nu
Muma
știu ce,
says you
dar
look
doar n-ai
tired.
vrut să mai stai cu mine
No
pe
wonder.
TS.
It's been a long day. She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Andoro. Can't see. Come on.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Băi, că te pui în pas. Pe ce faci când te pui în pas? Dormi.
Masama.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him coming.
Canoruta.
He wants to destroy her. The time to fight is coming, whether she's ready for it or not.
Asama yotutupu. Inadabsumka.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was chosen to lead. She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History has finally caught up with her.
Andromale tu.
She loves how brave you are, but she can't be worrying about you while she fights. This is her fight. Here
Nu-i
it
că vine
comes.
ăla.
The past coming to haunt the present.
O, direct pe mine. Ce-i dau picioare. Vai, că-mi dă. Mamă.
You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow.
Nico vine și ăla. Murim ăsta.
Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next.
Nu,
Life
cu e
must
și și
go
ăsta.
on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity, when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on.
Aha. Crafting tab. Ia. Son.
Perfect pantsies. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose.
Jojo no kid equipaggio ki no kidenu. Nebe papi.
You gave them no choice but to take it down, even though they'd planned to take the fluff hulk out to the Farfnaki leaves and let it go.
Ki paho no pachis gatira e jauno. Ein ouch alla George.
They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their ranks and were looking forward to meeting you. A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercadorpus outpost and are waiting for you there.
Punwam chao pio tatao.
You should hurry there and help them best the outpost. Not really. It's west of Bricktown. You can spot Gizmo's chug yard from the hill it resides on. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. Look, an emergency box from the old days. Wow, bet that knuck makes a tight fist.
Ce pumn am acum.
Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Scorchy George. That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Well, small ones. Places like this were cheap back in those days, and there was plenty of space. Get done with one place, you just build another. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Just hope it's not buried. You need to believe how serious this is if you want to have any effect on it. Let's see. You found the track. Amazing it wasn't destroyed. So much of this place was just discarded. Lucky the track somehow made it. When Toxanol abandoned the place, it fell apart fast. Not too many like living in a ruin hole like this. The tracks moved on from Bricktown, and you should too. Control your destiny, or someone else will. Looks like the Fry Sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's a Fry Sparker mindset. Boom, you got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. A flush seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. It's darkest between the stars. Graceful. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the underyard here working on that Mekton of his. The Toxanol Corporation used to run chugger-chuggers out of here, big machines on rails with smokestacks that fouled the air. They can carry you anywhere you like. Well, anywhere that they go to, and then you can leg it from there. You're on the right track. Keep your eyes open. Wipe out. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Bomper Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. This story needs a hero. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Let's see. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. It carries so much hate, and its insatiable hunger has only increased over the years since it claimed revenge on your parents. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo encourages that. You should forgive, but never forget. It'll provide some comfort to your soul and keep the memory of lost loved ones in your heart.
Fan that flame!
Wait, no! Bright light blinds! It's dangerous!
I've got all the cold sick burns you need, Dark.
Oh, do you have to insult me over this?
I don't have to, but I want to.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have been happier going in a different direction? Supposes that's all any of us can do. Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. Figures everyone does. They seem unusually dedicated to finding them. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone. So you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. That's what he decided to call it after he saw it for the first time. It's big and fluffy. That's accurate enough. If you can see past the blue color, that is. can't really understand your story till it's done. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. This box once tailed a chugga-chugga. Now it's just off track. Look at that! Right in the chug yard! Follow the rails and you'll find all sorts of little treasures scattered all over. Of course not, but they get you closer to wherever you might want to go. Good work finding that track. They can teach you so much about the world. Keep looking for more. Can't be too many days like this left at the rate the world is ending. That's the leftover you're looking for.
Văd de unde mă dă și termin live-ul.
hard to believe this is all here. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Has heard the Tree of Life echoes the world. Claims any friend of the old one can't be all that bad. Didn't have much else to say, so no problem. Gizmo wants to help if he can. He shouldn't need to remind you that he needs scrap to finish the Mekton, and it's your job to get him some. Every day, everything seems like it happens at once. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. One at half his health. Defeat. That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Good to be able to get stuff done while the world is awake. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. Punched up.
Am apăsat din greșeală.
Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Freedom is not worth having in a world that's doomed. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber.
Cum dracu să bate? Mhm.
That hit the spot, wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Everything's clocking together. Never know until you try. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Says the tribe's been hard on them. Wants revenge on those who caged them, but trust you'll take care of it.
Altă viață.
A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it. Then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Getting out. Afirma Katano Shobudo Platz.
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of... Figures the honor belongs to the tribe, too. Looking better than ever.
Ba da.
Fill your fists.
Ăsta că mi-a să ies afară. De când mă uit acum de ceva.
Enjoy the darkness while it lasts.
Hola, se care putu.
Can't believe you didn't know Gizmo till recently, after all he's done for you. offers you extraordinary prices for extraordinary things. Points out they just Mercadorpa's outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. That's sure to be useful. That's a gnote. Easy prey for Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. Where are the control sticks on this thing? So much sharper. What odd things can happen to you? Give your eyelights a chance to adjust to the dawn. Metal that's scrapped, always shiny and chrome. Shouldn't take much more. A story has got to keep moving forward. Check out that e-waste. That's a good find. It's a rare sight. Treasure it. Wildlife here is teetering on the brink of extinction. We all are. The meat-eater again. Nothing seems to satiate his hunger. The gnat is done for unless you intervene.
Acum.
Fate is funny that way, but it won't always make you laugh.
Nam plasinam taut plau.
Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but
Emma Horiu Tulu, Adrian Pau Yujo, Nukitemo ja Hupikodo.
happy you're no longer so
Pau Yujo, Nukitemo ja Hupikodo.